Hello and welcome to another episode of TCR Express. I am your digital mediator, Warren Frey, and with me I have
Back from vacation, it is staff writer at the Journal of Commerce, Russell Hixson.
Russell. You're probably a little overwhelmed by the sheer amount of news that you've had to sort of absorb in the last 2 days. So why don't you tell me what, in fact, you have been absorbing?
Yeah, I've been wading through my inbox. I have a lot of things that are happening. First, let's just start with some breaking news from the VRCA, the Vancouver Regional Construction Association. Donna Grant, formerly of Scott Construction, who did marketing there, is now the president of the Vancouver Regional Construction Association.
Mm-hmm.
And this is interesting because I've actually done a ton of reporting on Donna in the last
Mm-hmm.
year or
And
so.
I've done some too. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was part of the team behind organizing the Lunchbox Challenge, which went all across Canada and poured, tens of thousands of dollars into local restaurants and businesses. And it was just kind of an idea her and her team came up with and developed. So I'm definitely curious to see what like other creative ideas she has in store. So yeah, congrats to her.
Now, I know I'm sure you did too, interviewed her about a lot of mental health stuff she did at Scott Construction, which is kind of forward from what a lot of, like they were one of the sort of spearheading companies in that regard, from what I could tell.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's pretty clear that she's really passionate about people and about helping others, and about giving back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely really excited to see kind of some of the priorities and things that she has in store for the group.
Okay, cool. What else have you got on the go?
Yeah, I actually just got off the phone with someone from Darwin Development. And they are building Lonsdale Square. They're breaking ground on it tomorrow. So, dear listener, by the time you read this, they'll be breaking ground on it in North Vancouver. It's one of the largest developments in North Vancouver ever. Um, what happened is there was a old recreation center, community center that the city they're moving and they're building a new modern energy efficient one, the Harry Jerome Center, and
Mm-hmm.
they kind of had this challenge for developers and different people come up with an idea for a project, and Darwin came through, and they have this interesting mixed use development that has seniors housing, some of the first seniors housing in North Vancouver in decades, that has just been rising in demand for. It's going to have
Mm-hmm.
childcare. It's going to have rental housing, which is rare for a kind of a new development to have purpose built rental for people who maybe can't afford to buy. Um, and then obviously it's also just going to have residential and shops and different things. And yeah, I talked to the people at Darwin, and they only develop on the North Shore. They're a family company, and they said, it's not all about developing luxury condos, which you can make a lot of money on. They want to build communities, and
Mm-hmm.
they think that a project like this, it also includes a park as well. A project like this that integrates, kind of housing for all different stages of life, offices and shops and retail. It creates a community rather than just a building. So it was interesting to talk about kind of their philosophy behind development. So yeah, that was cool.
Okay. Anything else on the go?
Yeah, so the Vancouver Island Construction Association. So in more association news, they completed the first phase of their stakeholder engagement for their their tailgate toolkit harm reduction initiative,
Mm-hmm.
which is geared towards helping people who have substance abuse issues or mental health issues as well. And um, I chatted with them about this a while ago, and it seems they're kind of moving beyond just like being aware, like creating awareness about the issue of substance abuse, and they really want to dig into, why are people kind of getting involved in these substances, what sort of help specifically they want, what help works, what help doesn't work, what is the profile of someone who works in construction and has an issue with opioids. And it's
Mm-hmm.
it's really fascinating. And I've kind of just skimmed their report because they actually talked to people who are former drug abusers or currently are using drugs, and companies and different things, and anonymously, of course. And it was just fascinating, some of the quotes of people just speaking very candidly about how they got into using substances. And I think it's going to be really, really, really interesting, and I'm excited to talk to their team over there, to see what their interviews were like, what sort of kind of information they've gleaned, and what the next steps are. Because I think in 2018, the coroner released a report that showed those dying from drug overdoses are significantly represented in the construction industry at a disturbing rate.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
pretty
that
high, as I
really
recall.
and I think that really disturbed, groups like VRCA, and they don't want to just, have posters and be like, we need to be aware of this. They really want to dig into what are the root causes of this, what kind of help can we provide that is not just kind of, you know, uh, fluff. Like they want to do some real damage to this problem. So I think it'll be really cool to see where this project goes. It's still in the early stages, but I'm excited to kind of dig more into their report.
Okay, great. Thanks, Russ. And from the East, Angela Gismondi has an update on what she's been working on. The Ontario Construction Consortium launched a campaign called The Other Pandemic, and she's talking to the OCC as well as other industry associations like the Carpenters Union who are supporting the campaign. The campaign itself aims to raise awareness of the opioid drug overdose crisis and how it's impacting the construction industry. A recent study showed drug overdose deaths have climbed dramatically in Ontario, and the construction workforce is being impacted more than any sector of the economy. If you'd like to hear the TCR Express or our Friday podcast, go to Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, or the Daily Commercial News or Journal of Commerce websites. And make sure to tune in Friday for the third and final part of our Sure and Do You Bonding series. Thanks.